There are still hot spots that they need to take care of, stay on top of out there, correct?
That's right. The fire crews are still on the scene. You can see that there's smoke right here. You can see that it's still a very active scene. They are still working to put out those hot spots, and they've been here for hours and hours. As you said, the call came in around 8:40 last night. The fire started at the Fairhaven Market. It quickly spread to several other businesses. I know one of the main concerns out here was a pet store that actually had pets in the store at the time. The Flying Eagle Feed and Pet Supply store. It had birds, fish, cats, dogs, a guinea pig, iguanas, all kinds of animals. At last check, the fire crews here on the scene said that they do believe that all of those animals were able to get out safe. They were able to save all of those animals. We're working to confirm that, but that is the report that we're hearing from fire crews on the scene. But several other businesses completely destroyed, at least 10 businesses burnt to the ground. Let's hear from some reaction from witnesses, people who live here in this tight-knit community.
You got dozens of people here who've lost a job here, this is an old historic part of downtown here, and people get up in the morning, they don't have a job, and that's really who's getting hurt right now the worst.
So very devastating for the people here in this community. About 150 firefighters from several counties, several neighboring counties came here to help battle the blaze, and we're going to discuss more about what it took to fight this fire coming up in the next half hour. But we can report that there are no serious injuries. 2 firefighters had to be taken to the hospital with heat exhaustion. 1 firefighter actually broke his ankle, but it's expected to be completely fine. No serious injuries here from the scene. It is still very much under investigation, and we're told they'll likely be out here for the rest of the day battling these hot spots. Reporting live from downtown Jesup, I'm Whitney Harris, WTOC News.
We continue to follow breaking news from Jesup. Fire crews remaining in downtown Jesup this morning after a devastating fire last night.
Our own Whitney Harris is there as well. Whitney, this is obviously a big hit for this community, a very important section of the town right there. How are people reacting to the situation?
Well, Syria, Dawn, people are, of course, devastated here. This was, as you said, very much a staple of the community. This is the historic downtown district, some very historic buildings here, and people just completely upset from this loss here. Now, the call came in around 8:40 last night. The fire was at the Fairhaven Market, but it just quickly spread to several other buildings. This is a strip mall here, so all of the businesses are attached, so you can imagine how quickly the fire can spread. Let's talk about how they attacked the fire here. Somebody here on the scene, one of the firefighters, said they just really didn't have the resources that they would have liked to have, but they called in some crews from several other neighboring counties, about 150 firefighters out here in total from several counties, including Wayne County, Odom, Little Wissy, Glenn County, several other counties, and they were all out here trying their hardest to battle the flame. They had ladders. They were dropping water from the air, attacking it from all sides. They shut down several roads all throughout this area, and they had dozens of hoses. They even shut down the railroad tracks here for a little while. Now, people watched, as I said, in sadness. They were really upset to see these historic businesses burned down. Let's take a listen.
This is a close-knit, these people are family, and even though me and my family weren't from here originally, I believe that they think of us as family. So I believe that we will build again. Yes, I believe so.
So the good news is no injuries to report, no serious injuries. There is an investigator that will be coming to the scene. There's still no word on what may have caused the fire. You can see there's still smoke rising from this building here. They are still working to put out hot spots. The fire crews on the scene are telling me they'll likely be here at least through the rest of the day to continue to put the hot spots out and investigate. Reporting live from Jesup, I'm Whitney Harris, WTOC News.
Breaking news on that devastating fire in Wayne County.
Right now, dozens of businesses are destroyed in downtown Jesup, and firefighters continue to battle those hot spots. WTOC's Whitney Harris is live in Jesup right now with the latest. Good morning, Whitney.
Yeah, good morning, Syria, and I want to show you this. The crews have been working to put out the hot spots, and we just saw this. Look, there are still flames inside this building. A police officer did see this. He said he notified the fire crews. They are bringing an engine around, but you can see it's still very much an active scene. They've been working to put out hot spots all morning. The fire pretty much completely contained and put out at this point, but again, there are some flare-ups out here, and they are still working to put hot spots out. You can see all the smoke out here. The call came in for the fire around 8:40 last night. It started at the Fairhaven Market and quickly spread to several other stores in the surrounding area. They're actually all attached. It's a strip mall, so it spread very quickly. It went to the Flying Eagle Feed and Pet Supply store. For a while, we were wondering about all the animals. People here on the scene, the fire crews tell us they believe all of the animals from that store were able to get out safely, but several other businesses, about 10 other businesses, completely destroyed. We're told a computer shop, another feed store for animals, an insurance company, clothing stores, an office, all completely ruined at this point. And people came out and they watched as some businesses that were really dear to their heart, this community, as they burned down. Let's take a listen.
And I know the person that owns the Flying Eagle, and it breaks my heart. I know these people personally, and I pray for them. I know the people that own David's Clothing, and it's all heartbreaking.
So very, very sad out here for the people who live in this community and these neighborhoods. These buildings were over 60 years old, and we're told that about 36 people might be without a job this morning. The good news, no serious injuries here on the scene. We're told an investigator will be here shortly. They're still trying to investigate the cause of the fire. And again, you can see all of the smoke out here in the fire. They are still working to put out the hot spots. Reporting live from downtown Jesup, I'm Whitney Harris, WTOC News.
We have breaking news we're continuing to follow. Flames shooting high into the sky as fire rips through several downtown businesses in Jesup.
The fire started last night, but firefighters are still on the scene now, clearing up hot spots. Whitney Harris is also there for this breaking news update. So Whitney, what exactly does it look like now?
Well, Syria, Don, since I last spoke to you, a little hot spot back here, a fire has actually gotten much bigger. Take a look. You can see the flames here inside this building. They're just growing and growing. We're told that fire crews have been notified and are on their way, but so far this fire is continuing to grow. You can see the smoke here, and just look inside this house, or inside the building rather, this business. You can see all of the charred wood and all of the water on the ground, just pieces of rubble. These are all pieces from the ceiling. You can see here it's just charred and smoking out here. These businesses just completely destroyed this morning. Now, the fire started around 8:40 at the Fairhaven Market. It spread to several stores very quickly. You can see the buildings are connected here, so it just spread to several other buildings. They had several fire crews, about 150 firefighters in total, that came out to battle this blaze from several surrounding counties: Glenn County, Brunswick, Hinesville, Fort Stewart, just to name a few. They shut down the roads in the area. They cut off the power. They were working very hard to battle this very, very massive blaze. And even the fire crews tell me that this was a big fire, even for them, biggest that they've seen perhaps in years and years. Take a listen.
I mean, this is something you can train for every day, but something this big, devastating, still, it can get the best of you.
Well, the good news is that no one was seriously hurt. 2 firefighters were dealing with some heat exhaustion, but they've since been treated at the hospital and released. One other firefighter hurt his leg, but he's expected to be okay as well. And the fire is still very much under investigation. They don't have a cause at this point, and crews are expected to be out here for the next several hours, likely at least for the rest of the day even, as they continue to battle these hot spots. But again, the latest update, you can see this building still smoking and still very much on fire this morning. We're reporting live from downtown Jesup. I'm Whitney Harris, WTOC News.